Have you ever considered that your urination habits might be a hidden predictor of how long you could thrive after 70? It's a surprising insight that many overlook, yet it can unlock vital clues about our health and vitality. In today's video, we're set to explore the fascinating link between urination patterns and longevity, revealing how even minor changes in this everyday function can provide significant indicators of your overall wellness. This journey goes beyond merely managing daily routines. It's about taking empowered steps towards a healthier and longer life. If you or someone dear to you is facing the challenges that come with aging, you're in for valuable insights. Join us as we delve into essential information that can enhance your quality of life and potentially extend your years beyond 70. Stay with us. This is a discussion you won't want to miss. Let's meet Luke, a man in his 70s who radiates a sense of vitality and well-being. Luke has always believed that age is just a number, and his lifestyle reflects that belief. His mornings are the perfect testament to his energy and determination to stay active. Every day, just as the first light of dawn peeks through his windows, Luke rises with purpose. The quiet of the morning is his favorite time, a moment when the world is still and he can focus on himself before the day's demands start to unfold. Luke begins his day with a series of gentle stretches, a habit he has cultivated over the years to maintain flexibility and ease any tension in his muscles. In the warmth of his living room, he stretches his arms, legs, and back, feeling the release of stiffness that comes with age. He's mindful of his body, knowing that these simple movements are key to keeping him limber and pain-free as he continues to age gracefully. But stretching is just the warm-up for Luke's favorite part of the morning, his daily walk around the neighborhood. With a light jacket on and his shoes laced, Luke steps outside into the crisp morning air, ready for his brisk walk. It's not just exercise for him. It's a chance to reconnect with nature and clear his mind. As he walks through familiar streets, he notices the vibrant colors of the flowers in the gardens he passes by, how the birds seem to sing a little louder in the morning, and how the sunlight reflects off the dew-covered grass. He exchanges friendly nods and waves with his neighbors, who admire his commitment to staying active. Luke has become something of a fixture in the neighborhood, known for his early morning walks and his warm smile. Once he returns home, Luke treats himself to a nutritious breakfast. He's careful about what he eats, knowing that his body needs the right fuel to maintain the energy he values so much. His breakfast typically includes whole grains, fresh fruits, and a large glass of water. Hydration is something Luke takes seriously. As he sits down to eat, he enjoys the moment of quiet reflection, thinking about the day ahead. After breakfast, Luke often heads out to his garden, a sanctuary he's cultivated over the years. Gardening for him is not just a way to stay active, but also a form of meditation. He loves the process of nurturing his plants, learning about new species, and watching them flourish under his care. The garden is his pride, and each blooming flower is a testament to his dedication. Despite the joy he finds in his daily routine, Luke has recently noticed some changes that have given him pause. His nights, once filled with uninterrupted sleep, have become increasingly disrupted. What started as an occasional nighttime visit to the bathroom has now turned into multiple trips each night. These interruptions have begun to leave him feeling drained and groggy in the morning, making it harder for him to enjoy his walks or focus on his gardening. At first, Luke dismissed it, chalking it up to the natural process of aging. But as the weeks went by, he became more aware that something was different. The changes in Luke's routine didn't stop at nighttime. He also began noticing that he wasn't able to empty his bladder fully during the day, which left him feeling uncomfortable and restless. This subtle but persistent issue began to nag at him. Luke, always one to be in tune with his body, started to realize that these changes were not something he could ignore. It was more than just a minor inconvenience. It was affecting the quality of his life, his energy levels, and his ability to enjoy the things he loved. Luke's situation is a reminder of how important it is to pay attention to the body's signals, especially as we age. Changes in urination habits, particularly frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom, can be more than just a sign of getting older. They can indicate deeper health issues that need to be addressed. Luke knew that ignoring these changes could lead to bigger problems down the road. He started to reflect on the importance of being proactive about his health, just as he had always been with his physical activity and diet. Luke's experience serves as a powerful reminder that good health isn't just about staying active and eating well. It's also about being vigilant about the smaller signs our bodies give us. For Luke, those nighttime trips to the bathroom were a wake-up call. He knew that by addressing these issues early, he could prevent them from escalating and affecting his quality of life. Luke's story is one of mindfulness and resilience. He understands that taking care of oneself isn't just about the big things like exercise and diet, but also about paying attention to the little changes that can signal a deeper need for care. By staying attuned to his body and seeking help for the changes he noticed, Luke is ensuring that he can continue living the vibrant, active life he loves. He knows that aging doesn't have to mean slowing down or losing the things that bring him joy. Instead, it's about adapting, learning, and taking proactive steps to stay healthy. Luke's journey reminds us all that with mindfulness and care, we can continue to thrive, no matter what age we are. The connection between urination and overall health. For the first point, let us ask you a question. How often do we really think about the way our body speaks to us? We tend to overlook the small signals, assuming they're just part of life. But what if we told you that something as routine as urination is one of the body's most direct forms of communication? It might seem like a simple bodily function, but it carries layers of important information about our overall health. Our urinary habits are not just a reflection of hydration. They're windows into the functioning of our kidneys, our cardiovascular health, and even potential signs of diabetes or infections. So, by ignoring changes in urination, we may be turning a blind eye to vital health signals that require our attention. Think of it this way. Our body is like a well-designed machine, and the urinary system is one of its key components, working to eliminate waste and keep things running smoothly. When the system works well, we hardly notice it. But when issues arise, whether it's increased frequency, changes in the color or smell of our urine, or discomfort, it's as if the machine is sending us a warning signal. Much like how a car's warning light comes on when there's a problem, our urinary habits offer us early signs that something may be off internally. And just like we wouldn't ignore that warning light, we shouldn't ignore the signals from our urinary system. Addressing these early signs allows us to keep the entire body running at its best. As we age, these signs become even more significant. It's common for changes in urination to be brushed off as just part of getting older. But aging doesn't mean we should accept discomfort or new symptoms without question. In fact, changes in urination in older adults can often be indicators of more serious conditions, whether it's urinary tract infections, UTIs, that can escalate into something more severe, or other issues like kidney dysfunction or bladder problems. By recognizing these changes and taking them seriously, we're giving ourselves the best chance to address health concerns before they evolve into something more dangerous. It's not just infections we need to be mindful of. For men, changes in urinary habits can signal prostate problems, such as an enlarged prostate, which can lead to more serious complications if left unchecked. For women, issues with bladder control or frequent urination can be signs of weakening pelvic muscles or other bladder-related conditions. These aren't things we should ignore. What may start as a minor inconvenience could be the early stages of a condition that, if caught early, can be managed or even reversed. This is why paying attention to even the smallest shifts in our urinary patterns is crucial for our long-term health. But how many of us are comfortable talking about these changes? Often, there's a stigma around discussing urinary health, especially as we get older. It can feel awkward or embarrassing to bring up with a doctor, but this hesitation only prevents us from getting the care we need. We have to break through that discomfort and realize that these conversations are a necessary part of taking control of our health. When we're proactive about sharing concerns with our healthcare providers, we're not just treating symptoms, we're preventing future problems and ensuring that we stay on top of our overall well-being. Prevention is always better than treatment. By addressing changes in urination early, we give ourselves the best opportunity to prevent complications before they escalate. Regular checkups and open discussions with our doctors about any unusual changes can help identify issues like kidney problems or diabetes long before they become severe. By staying alert to the signals our body is sending, we can make sure that minor health concerns don't evolve into chronic conditions that impact our quality of life. It's not just about treating a problem after it appears. It's about catching it before it even has the chance to develop. What's equally important to understand is that urinary health affects more than just the bladder and kidneys. Problems with urination can be linked to broader systemic issues, like heart disease or high blood pressure. For example, if our body isn't eliminating fluids properly, it could be a sign of cardiovascular problems that need attention. Or if our kidneys aren't filtering waste effectively, it could indicate a deeper issue that requires a closer look. When we ignore changes in our urinary habits, we're potentially missing out on early detection of significant health concerns. Living with chronic urinary issues, whether it's frequent trips to the bathroom, discomfort, or more serious symptoms, can affect our daily lives and overall well-being. It's not just a physical burden, but a psychological one too. The stress of managing these symptoms can lead to anxiety or feelings of embarrassment. This is why it's so important to address these issues head-on. By seeking treatment early, we not only protect our physical health, but we also safeguard our mental and emotional well-being, freeing ourselves from the worry that can come from unaddressed health concerns. Tuning in to changes in urination, we're showing ourselves the respect we deserve. We're taking an active role in our health, rather than waiting for problems to arise. This proactive approach is empowering because it puts us in control. It's a reminder that we have the power to make choices that positively impact our long-term health and well-being. And this sense of control is something we can carry with us into other areas of our lives, leading to a healthier, more fulfilled existence overall. Our body is always communicating with us, even in ways that seem subtle or insignificant. Paying attention to changes in our urination is just one way we can listen to our body's needs. And when we do, we're not only protecting our health today, but also investing in our future. By acknowledging and acting on these early signals, we set ourselves up for healthier, happier years ahead, avoiding complications that could have been prevented with early intervention. So let's commit to paying attention, seeking help when we need it, and embracing these conversations as part of our ongoing journey toward better health. Common urination issues in the elderly. Let's talk about common urination issues in the elderly, a topic that's more significant than many realize. As we age, changes in the body affect the way the urinary system functions, and for a large number of older adults, this becomes a daily struggle. Around 50% of men over 60 and 30% of women deal with some form of urination problem, which can be incredibly disruptive. These aren't just minor inconveniences. These issues can affect daily life, emotional well-being, and social interactions, making them something we must address with care and understanding. It's not just a medical issue, but a quality of life issue that we must approach with empathy, and an open dialogue can help us find better solutions. Now for men, one of the most common problems we see is benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. It's a non-cancerous enlargement of the prostate gland, but despite being non-cancerous, its impact on daily life can be profound. Think about it. When the prostate enlarges, it puts pressure on the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. This makes it hard to start urinating, and sometimes the bladder doesn't empty fully. Men may feel a constant need to go, and when they do, they may only pass small amounts, leading to frustration and a sense of urgency that can disrupt sleep, work, and social activities. We have to consider what this means for someone's mental health too. Imagine feeling tethered to a bathroom all day, wondering when the next urge will hit. It can wear someone down emotionally over time. For women, the conversation often centers around urinary incontinence, and while men can experience this too, it's more prevalent in women due to factors like childbirth and hormonal changes from menopause. The pelvic floor muscles weaken over time, and that can lead to involuntary urine leakage. This is especially common during activities that increase pressure in the abdomen, like sneezing, coughing, or even laughing. The emotional toll here can be huge. We're talking about women who might avoid social situations, even exercise, because they're afraid of having an accident. It's easy to see how isolation can creep in when something as simple as laughing could lead to embarrassment. The fear of losing control over one's body often leads to a loss of confidence and can even result in depression. What we need to recognize is that these issues don't just exist in isolation. They ripple through someone's life in ways that we might not immediately see. Consider the effect of sleep disruption caused by frequent nighttime urination, a condition called nocturia. It's not just the inconvenience of waking up multiple times at night, it's the cumulative effect of poor sleep on health. Lack of rest can lead to cognitive decline, increased risk of falls, and a weakened immune system. These are serious consequences that affect overall well-being, and when we talk about urination issues, we have to expand the conversation to include the wider health risks that accompany them. This is not just about bladder control. It's about preserving mental clarity, physical safety, and overall health as we age. Another layer we can't overlook is the social stigma that often surrounds these issues. Many older adults don't seek help because they're embarrassed or think it's just a normal part of aging that they have to live with. They suffer in silence, assuming that nothing can be done. But this is far from the truth. There are treatments and interventions available, from medications to lifestyle changes, pelvic floor exercises, and even surgeries in some cases. The key is encouraging open conversations, not just in medical settings, but also among families and caregivers. We need to break down the barriers of shame and allow people to seek help without feeling judged or embarrassed. If we can change the way we talk about these issues, we can change how they're managed. And how about the emotional impact on caregivers? Because they are a crucial part of this conversation. Whether it's a spouse, child, or professional caregiver, dealing with a loved one's urination issues can be stressful. Caregivers often face disrupted sleep patterns, the emotional burden of seeing their loved ones struggle, and the logistical challenges of managing these conditions. It can take a toll on relationships and mental health, creating a need for support not just for the person with the urination issue, but for those caring for them as well. We must consider the entire ecosystem surrounding the individual when we address these problems, and provide support networks for caregivers too. Take control of their urinary health before issues become overwhelming. Regular checkups, early detection, and proactive management are key. If we educate ourselves and those around us about the normal changes that happen with age and what to look out for, we can make early interventions that reduce the severity of these issues. When we take control early, it's possible to improve outcomes and maintain a better quality of life. What to do when experiencing abnormalities in urination? You might wonder, what should we do when experiencing abnormalities in urination? When our body sends us signals, whether it's difficulty, discomfort, or an increased urge to urinate, it's important to take notice. These changes are the body's way of communicating that something could be wrong, and they shouldn't be ignored. The first and most important step we can take is to consult a healthcare professional. By seeking medical advice, we give ourselves the best chance to identify the cause early and to take the right course of action. This isn't about overreacting, it's about being proactive when it comes to our well-being. Addressing urinary issues promptly is key, because waiting for symptoms to pass can lead to bigger problems down the road. Regular health checkups play a crucial role here. As we age, these visits become even more important, serving as a preventative measure to catch issues before they escalate. Tools like urinalysis are straightforward yet powerful in detecting abnormalities, like infections or elevated protein levels, which could point to something more serious. By staying on top of these screenings, we can catch small issues before they grow, helping us maintain our overall health and peace of mind. Lifestyle adjustments are another vital aspect of maintaining good urinary health. Hydration is often underestimated but incredibly important. Drinking enough water throughout the day helps flush out toxins and supports our urinary system's function. On top of that, adopting a well-balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and nutrients strengthens our kidneys and bladder. Physical activity shouldn't be overlooked either. Staying active keeps our organs functioning optimally, which is essential as we age. When we commit to healthier daily habits, we not only boost our urinary health, but also improve our overall quality of life. A habit we should avoid is holding in urine for too long. Many of us may delay going to the bathroom because it feels inconvenient at the moment, but doing this repeatedly can weaken the bladder and increase the risk of infections. We need to be more mindful of our body's signals and respond promptly. Ignoring these urges can lead to complications down the line that are easily avoidable if we take action now. A simple adjustment in our routine can go a long way in preventing unnecessary discomfort and more serious health issues. Educating ourselves about urinary health is crucial, especially as we grow older. Many of us assume that changes in our bladder function are just a part of aging, but that doesn't mean we should accept them as normal without question. By learning about common urinary problems and what warning signs to watch for, we give ourselves the power to take control of our health. Knowledge becomes a protective measure, enabling us to catch potential issues before they worsen. This proactive mindset can prevent a lot of unnecessary suffering and allow us to maintain our independence and energy as we age. Our urinary health also affects other parts of our lives in ways we might not immediately realize. When left unaddressed, urinary problems can interfere with daily activities, making it harder to socialize, stay active, or even get a good night's sleep. But when we prioritize our health and address these issues early, we preserve our ability to fully engage with life. Taking care of our bladder is not just about preventing pain. It's about maintaining the freedom to enjoy our days with energy and comfort. As we move forward in life, managing our health with intention becomes more important. We must actively choose habits that support our well-being, rather than undermine it. Making smart decisions now, like staying hydrated, eating well, and listening to our bodies, will pay off in the long run. It's about preserving our vitality and keeping the doors open to the life we want to live, regardless of age. Then, you may understand what's the problem when those subtle habits we overlook start causing harm we never imagined. And now, we have the pleasure to present 4 urination habits that may indicate a shorter lifespan, but more importantly, to help us rethink how we approach our health, especially with something as basic as urination, which many of us don't realize plays such a crucial role in our overall well-being. Let's begin with the first habit, holding in urine. At first glance, holding in urine might seem like a small inconvenience, something we all do from time to time when we're busy or just not in the right place to relieve ourselves. But when this becomes a habit, we're unknowingly putting serious stress on our bladder. Think of it like this: the bladder is a muscle, and just like any other muscle, it can become overstretched. When we ignore the urge to go and push the limits of how long we can hold it, we risk damaging that elasticity. Over time, the bladder's ability to empty fully diminishes, which leaves behind residual urine. This not only heightens the risk of infections, but also increases pressure on the kidneys, potentially leading to more severe problems like kidney damage. And if we're always holding it in, we might find ourselves dealing with incontinence down the line, something that becomes a major concern as we age. We have to ask ourselves, is it really worth the risk? Now, we've all heard of the dangers of straining to urinate, but what does it really mean for our long-term health? Straining, especially among men with benign prostatic hyperplasia (BPH), can become a regular occurrence, but we shouldn't underestimate the toll it takes on our bodies. When we forcefully try to empty our bladder, we're putting excess strain not just on the bladder itself, but on the muscles that surround it, particularly the pelvic floor. Over time, this can weaken those muscles, leading to chronic pelvic pain or worse, incontinence. It's like trying to force water through a kinked hose. Eventually, the pressure builds up and causes damage, not just to the hose but to the source. And this strain doesn't just stop at discomfort. It can create urinary tract infections, damage the bladder lining, and even cause kidney failure if we don't address the underlying cause. If we're finding ourselves straining more often than not, it's a sign that our body is asking for help, and ignoring it only puts our health at greater risk. We often hear the phrase, "stay hydrated," but how often do we take it seriously? Not drinking enough water can lead to far more than just dry skin or a dry mouth. Our urine becomes concentrated, and concentrated urine can become a breeding ground for kidney stones. Imagine tiny crystals forming in your kidneys, slowly growing over time and eventually causing excruciating pain. These stones don't just hurt. They can block the flow of urine, leading to infections or even permanent kidney damage. And dehydration doesn't just affect our urinary system. When we're not hydrated, our body struggles to perform its basic functions. Our kidneys, responsible for filtering waste, find it harder to do their job. And over time, that wear and tear on our body's filtration system takes a toll. Hydration is one of the simplest ways we can take care of our bodies, and yet it's one of the most commonly overlooked. And then there's the issue of frequent nighttime urination, or nocturia. It's easy to brush off a few trips to the bathroom at night as a normal part of aging, but nocturia is often a sign of something deeper. It disrupts our sleep, and when our sleep is fragmented, we're more likely to suffer from daytime fatigue, which reduces our overall quality of life. For older adults, frequent trips to the bathroom at night increase the likelihood of falls, which can lead to serious injuries, something we definitely want to avoid. But nocturia can also be a red flag for more severe conditions, like heart disease, diabetes, or kidney problems. Our body is trying to tell us something when we wake up multiple times a night, and we owe it to ourselves to listen. As we take a moment to reflect on these 4 habits, what we're really discussing here is how these seemingly small daily choices can have long-term consequences for our health. When we neglect our urinary health, we're not just putting our bladder or kidneys at risk, but we're inviting more significant health problems into our lives. Problems that, over time, reduce the quality and length of our lives. We need to shift our mindset. Our bodies give us signs all the time, and often we brush them aside because they seem insignificant. But just as we wouldn't ignore a car engine's warning light, we shouldn't ignore the signals our body sends us about our urinary health. Whether it's holding in urine, straining too much, neglecting hydration, or waking up too often at night, each habit is a clue that something might need our attention. When we understand how these habits work together, we begin to see the bigger picture. Our urinary health is connected to so many other aspects of our well-being. And while it might not always be a comfortable topic to discuss, it's a conversation worth having because our health depends on it. Make the choice today to pay attention to the habits we've formed around something as essential as urination. Let's remember that our health isn't just about avoiding illness. It's about maintaining the quality of life we want for ourselves and our loved ones. Every small choice we make, whether it's drinking enough water or going to the bathroom when we need to, contributes to a healthier future. So let's listen to our bodies, take action where needed, and ensure that we're doing everything we can to preserve our health, not just for today, but for all the years ahead.